One of the things that I love about e-commerce is how seemingly normal products can sometimes be incredible ideas that are absolutely printing money. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you such a product, and it will shed a lot of light on how to pick a market that is booming, and we'll also talk about a few other lessons pertaining product selection. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ari, and I run a performance marketing agency for Shopify stores. We work with 6, 7, 8, and even 9-figure brands out there. So I love studying all this stuff. And first, I want to share with you this tweet that I made because it will be very relevant to this store that I'm about to show you. What I said in this tweet is one of the most valuable lessons I've learned running my agency is how powerful selling the right product can be. I've seen brands ship from China and still scale to $1 million to $1 million months because of how much people want the product. Not all ideas are good ideas. And the reason I said this is because I see so many people just try so hard to make something work sometimes, and I'm not clowning on those people or anything. I definitely think there's a lot of merit to not giving up. But not giving up doesn't mean not pivoting, right? And I do think it's much easier to build a business when you're following a trend that is growing. And today's video highlights such a trend. The store I'm talking about is called businessandpleasure.com. It's kind of an interesting looking brand. At a first glance, it looks just like a furniture store, but they actually focus almost entirely on umbrellas and chairs for like the beach and things like that. But that's not all. Let me show you the traffic, because this store is absolutely booming in the last couple months, and it's no coincidence. Now, let me scroll to the bottom so I can show you the description of the business. Business and Pleasure Co. is a renowned lifestyle brand that captures the nostalgia and charm of vintage aesthetics through outdoor products. Inspired by a love for all things vintage and a dedication to quality, the brand creates timeless, durable, and beautiful outdoor pieces that become cherished companions for years to come. Established in summer 2016, Business and Pleasure Co. has become a staple in the outdoor consumer lifestyle space across many countries worldwide, combining classic elegance with modern ease of use. So, they're a vintage decor, home decor brand. Now, the vintage market, let me show you real quick, is actually pretty impressive. And if we even look at the worldwide trend, which is even more interesting, we can see just how big this is. Like, this is a massive, massive trend. And if we look at the actual home decor market specifically, it's literally over $100 billion. That's what it's worth. And that's crazy, right? So this is just a small segment of the overall home decor market, but this is a great lesson on just picking a really good niche to serve, or a really good market to serve. So let's dive a little bit deeper here, because as I showed you, this brand is really popping off on their e-commerce side now, and I really want to see some of the things that they do really well, which let's look at the umbrellas, because I think this is what they're selling the most of, and we'll sort by best selling. So this is their best selling umbrella. Oh, actually, hold on, let me go back. This one has more reviews. So let's go to this one. $300 for one of these umbrellas. That's actually a really nice average order value. And I'm guessing they're not that hard to ship. A $300 umbrella is pretty crazy, but that's what you can charge whenever you're serving a specific demographic or niche, or trying to, have a vibe about your brand, which they do. They got that vintage vibe, which is pretty cool. They have a ton of variants. They have a really simple landing page, like super, super simple. They really do most of the heavy lifting with the product images. And I think this theme is the Prestige theme. It looks like the Prestige theme. Really good reviews, very nicely done. A Q&A from the customers. I love that. I think that's so clever. And then some community pictures, which just makes it feel even more trustworthy. This is such a clean store. I love this right here, because it's not overselling it. It's just showing people why they need to buy it, right? But it's very simple and fast, easy to use, like easy to browse. It's not confusing in any way. It's amazing. This is super well done. So shout out to these guys for building such a clean landing page. And you guys should totally take notes, whoever's watching this, on how to design your landing pages for effectiveness, not for like fanciness and adding things that are going to actually slow your site down. So now I want to show you their meta ads, because this is how they're driving a ton of traffic to the store. And this is one of my favorite ways to drive traffic, is through machine learning meta ads. That's what I call them a lot these days, because it will help you understand how Meta works better if you remember that they use machine learning algorithms to find you the customers that you need for your brand. So as you see here, they're running a ton of different stuff. Like they're running even these, YouTube thumbnail aspect ratio images, which I wouldn't recommend to do that personally after, looking at a lot of different brands, even some that do $1 million months, but they're doing it and it probably works, at some level. Now, this is also something to consider. Some brands just want a certain image to be portrayed, and that's why they run things like this. But let me take a look at this, because this is an Instagram story format ad, also a reel format ad, and these do really well. The umbrella base. So it's just talking about the umbrella base. That's it. Really nice pictures, and that's really it. This is a very popular ad format these days, just slideshow images. You don't even need to make a video these days. You can just take nice images, put them up on Canva, and make some sort of ad like this. Rivier Market umbrella. This is a really good ad, I would say, because it shows the product a lot better. This one is much more about the product than the other one. Then they have like some 60% off banners in here. These are more like middle of the funnel ads right there. And you definitely want to do a bit of everything when you're running Meta ads. Meta recommends, for example, that you have a lot of creative diversity. That's a good way to think about how many creatives you should have. Always be testing new creatives, new ads, and make sure that they are different. Make sure that you have a good amount of diversity within there so that Meta can show the right thing to the right person. They have carousel ads. They have this club membership. What is this? So this is actually their Australia site, and it seems to be popping off a lot too. So they're implementing this strategy of tackling different markets. Shopify actually allows you to do this really seamlessly. These days, they have a feature called Markets Pro that allows you to basically sell everywhere in the world seamlessly. And they actually do that. Now, they actually have a separate store with a separate domain for Australia, which is super cool, very clean. And I definitely love that strategy. It works super well. Even some of the biggest e-commerce brands suggest to do this because it's an easy way to expand to a new audience and broaden up your community through just going global. Now, that's kind of it for this brand. I just wanted to share with you quick because it was unconventional. It's not what you usually think of when you see a successful brand like umbrellas. Who's thinking of selling umbrellas? But it is a good thing to sell, right? Because people love vintage products. People love this vintage vibe, and that's how they're able to do quite well. So hopefully that inspires you to launch your business. Make sure you get it out there as soon as possible, because like I showed you in that tweet, sometimes an idea just isn't as good as you thought it was. And I think the data tells you that better than anything else. So, pivot if you have to. Don't give up, but make sure to pivot if things are just way too difficult, right? If it feels like an uphill battle, no one cares about your product, then it's likely you should probably switch products. But that's about it for this one. Make sure you join the Chemi Lab if you want to be a part of my private network. It's a really dope community. We have a ton of research that we post in there every single day. And I'm the most active member because I love talking to you guys. I love talking to all the business owners in there. And I recently set out a goal to build $1 billion worth of value through the members. So that's probably like a 5-year goal, but who knows? You could accomplish that pretty quickly if we get more and more members in there. So that's about it for this one. See you in the next video. Peace.